What's up, guys? It's Tashayla, and this is Life After Berkmar. And for today's guest, we have.
Fernando, Zarate, Zaragoza.
And what year did you graduate?
I graduated during the year 2020.
And what is your occupation for right now?
Occupation right now is full-time student and part-time worker. So I know that doesn't really add up that well, but that's currently how things are going right now.
So you're in college. What college do you go to?
I go to Georgia Gwinnett College.
All right, and what do you major? What's your major?
I'm a film major, or what we say a CMAT major, a Cinema, Media, Arts, and Production major, with a concentration in production and design.
That's what's up. All right, so tell me how Berkmar has impacted your life.
Well, Berkmar has certainly had a huge impact on my life, as you know, it's derived from the way I speak, to the way I dress, to the friends that I know, even to the internal behaviors that I have. I know Berkmar is a wonderful community with, it's diverse, it's welcoming, and sometimes it's not always the best. And I believe that being able to adapt to that type of community and to thrive in it is just an insanely beautiful and aspirational thing. And I like to think that Berkmar is what made me who I am today.
And what advice would you give to other students, like other seniors?
Specifically regarding seniors is to not forget to have fun. I know currently right now is, we're still in a pandemic and everything. You can't really get out in general, but realizing that I basically spent my last semester inside one room with a laptop and didn't have prom or graduation or anything like that. I would try to tell rising seniors that with difficult conditions going on right now, that you should try to find the fun in whatever you can.
And you talked about like the pandemic and everything. So what have you been doing over this pandemic? Like, what exciting activities have you been doing over this pandemic?
Realizing that I can't really go out that much. Exciting is basically anything that's within my room. But with that, I have more time to basically kind of do smaller things that I like to do. So I watched a wide range of movies that I've been wanting to watch for forever. I have a bunch of textbooks regarding film theory and lighting and rigging that I've been diving into, and I've just been learning smaller techniques within the film world in general. I have my notebook next to me full of notes, and I wouldn't be able to actually have that written down if it wasn't for the pandemic.
And if the coronavirus, COVID-19, if that did not have come at all, what would you have wanted to do before the coronavirus?
Oh, that's actually really interesting, because last year, as one of my final projects, as basically a capstone project for Berkmar Digital Network, we had a short film planned. And we basically had the entire script written down. We have everything. We basically just needed the call sheet left, and we were actually on our route to film. So I basically would have been filming and learning everything that I'm basically learning now through experience.
Yeah. So, what was your feeling? What was the feeling after leaving Berkmar? Describe your feeling after leaving Berkmar.
How do I say this using an SAT term? I think it'd be lachrymose. In a way that it is almost bittersweet.
Yeah.
And, when you're in your senior year, that senior edge kind of hits, and all you want to do is get out. But through the conditions, again, mentioning the pandemic, through the conditions that happen again, it's sort of a bittersweet goodbye. As much as I wanted to leave Berkmar and continue, I didn't want to leave in this manner. I wanted to have all the final moments that, were promised to me since freshman year. But, things happen. So, I guess a meeting, it would be a feeling of just sort of bittersweetness.
Can you describe some of those fun moments that you had in your senior, or even in any of your favorite years of high school?
Yeah, senior year was definitely a highlight for me. My first semester was one of my favorite semesters. Up till March, when we started, having to go digitally to school. Senior year, I loved it. All my classes were amazing, considering I had AB Tech 4, which was one of my favorite classes, in the sense that what you wanted to do is what you could do, in a sense. Meaning, everything was on the table for you. Whatever you wanted to learn, you can grab your hands on and you could do. And so, it led to like a lot of aspirations of what I want to do currently. And again, you
Yeah.
had funner classes. You had I had office aid senior year, and I was specifically in the office in the cafeteria. So I think it was great, hanging out in the office, basically sometimes being there, just me and the counselor. And I thought it was great. I would look over the cafeteria, see everyone over there, and then basically everyone knew, during seventh period, that's the guy he's in the counselor room.
Yeah. So for like the online school, it was kind of hard for some people. I kind of liked online school when it first began, and then when months passed into online school, it was a struggle for me because, it was kind of like I was disconnected from my friends and all of that. So how was that for you?
It's basically the same way, once, within the first week, you think, living digitally, it's not that bad, it's pretty good, until you realize you can't really leave your house. You're stuck with this, you're confined to it, and eventually you realize there's certain things around the house that you may need fixing. So then you kind of, you're zooming around with nothing else to do besides homework. You're basically just kind of looking around the house to see whatever you can fix or things that, need attention. And I understand how that makes certain people go crazy, but it's a lost connection with the outside world that happens as well. You have Zoom calls, Skype calls, you can play online with your friends and everything, but it really does, you really miss those moments where you could actually physically go and meet them.
Yeah. So tell me some of your goals from high school, and did those goals change when you got into college?
I think regarding goals, I would have wanted to graduate Berkmar with a scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I thrived for. I tried multiple times. I intended throughout the final semester, but unfortunately I did not get it.
Yeah.
However, I still have to rely with, I can rely on financial aid and everything, but it's not the high mark that I want to leave off on. Regarding goals within my major, I am glad that I'm following the goals of being a film major. I'm glad that I'm taking the steps necessary to it. And I hope to just further follow my path on the journey to becoming just a major film professional.
So you sound like you kind of took like school seriously, which I kind of admire, And so tell me how that affected your social life. Or did it affect your social life?
I think it did. It did affect my social life. I think a child should pay attention to school. So basically, I just kind of did, what I think a defined teenager would do would, do homework on weekends. Weekdays, sometimes weekends. Go out on weekends if you could. I don't think I had a major social struggle. Mm-hmm. I think, I had friends. Everyone can find friends in their own sphere of everything. Whether it be, talking about, just other things, or talking about homework or what's due tomorrow. You gather your friends through there. So I think with more work or less work or the type of rigor that you take, I don't think it affects your social status that much, as with whatever classes you take to choose or whatever environment you put yourself in, you can always find someone to talk to.
So do you miss Berkmar?
I miss Berkmar, of course. I miss Berkmar more specifically knowing that I didn't get to do what I wanted to do in the final semester. But yeah, I miss Berkmar.
So in high school, did you consider yourself as an introvert or extrovert?
That's a great question. I think more towards the end of the year, I was leaning towards an extrovert. Mm-hmm. I think working in an office aid, people would come in and not really know what they were looking for. So I'd have to speak up first. I'd have to tell them, what are you looking for? What do you need? What do you need help with specifically? And eventually that translated to certain events that led within the year. So I became president of film club. So I had to open up the meetings, try to get everyone on course. And I guess eventually from freshman year to senior year, I did become less and less introverted.
You did say that you was a film major, right?
Yes.
And so I know that it's not much that we can do right now because, you're not on campus. At least I don't think so.
No.
Are you on campus? Yeah. So, you're not on campus. So it's not really much that you can do either way because of COVID. But are you doing things that pertain to film? Like, are you writing anything?
Yeah, I not as much as I would like to, considering the conditions and everything. As much as I would like to, I to go practice. Yeah, I love to be in a film class and experiment with different that with different aspects of whatever cameras they have over there. But
Yeah.
currently, I just have what I have with me right now, which is my laptop and a just a Canon DSLR. So with all the time that I have here at home, I dabble with it. I play, I tinker with it. I find out things that I didn't know before. On top of that, I have my laptop, so I have access to just not only my film course, but millions of different sources of information regarding anything from film theory to the actual production to lighting to whatever. I dabble in a bit of script writing as well, and I actually love it because certain colleges they have a film program, a film contest called Campus Movie Fest, which heavily encourages film students to make a film in a week, and I absolutely love it. And I would, considering the conditions right now, I'm not participating, but next year it is definitely something I look forward to do.
So do you still talk to any of your friends or classmates from high school?
Yeah, definitely. I love to keep in track with them, especially now. It's important to make sure they're doing okay. I have friends, that went from Berkmar to GC with me, so that's great. Unfortunately, class is a little bit more of an issue, but yeah, I definitely talk to them. Whether it be through online, through text messaging, even through online gaming. I have to make sure I want to make sure everyone's okay.
So what are some of your favorite type of like movies?
Movies. I love comedies, action movies, thrillers, heavy dramas.
Yeah. So are you planning on making any of those movies? Like, what are your goals for your film career, basically, when you do get back into like filming in classes and stuff?
The ultimate goal basically is a little inevitable, but I will learn everything and anything.
Yeah.
I will do everything. Any comedy, any action movie, any drama I will create at least one of those in my lifetime. I know that for sure. I want to be able to do everything, anything I can. On top of that, I want to be respected. I think, I'd love to have my own ideas and just, further them, and to be able to create something that can get out into the world and for people to be able to admire it. I think it's one of the best feelings in the world.
Exactly. That was amazing. So like, when you do get back, what do you feel like your first like what? Oh my gosh, sorry, cut that out. What direction would you want to go with the movies for your first movie that you like want to create?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I have multiple scripts loaded up into my Celtics account, and I think one of the first things I want to do is grab my friends, grab a camera, and intend to shoot some of those. Obviously, it's going to be a little freelancing. I'm not trying to do anything specific, but I just want to get out and play with what I can. So I'll try different setups, I'll try playing with lighting, with whatever I can, basically.
What was the hardest thing that you feel like that you experienced in high school? Or what is the hardest thing that is the hardest in high school that you feel like is the hardest in high school?
What is the hardest thing in high school that I believe?
Yeah, like from your experience in high school, what do you feel like is the hardest thing, like, that you encountered in high school?
All right. So I think I'm gonna give just a bit of a broad answer, and I'm gonna say adjusting is probably the hardest thing you can do. So adjusting to whatever schedule you have, obviously. I don't believe your schedule from 1 year is going to be the same thing to every year. So, you have to manage everything from the content of the courses to whoever's in your courses to basically whatever you have upcoming in the course later on. It's difficult to adjust to get into that zone that maybe that you're finally in the AP class. You finally know what's at stake. You finally know what to do. You know the rigor that it takes. It's hard to adjust your schedule, from learning what homework to do on specific days to try to cram everything in the weekend, so you can work on other things through the weekday, or just cramming everything on a weekday so you can work on the weekends. It's definitely difficult, and I will say that as time goes on, as you get older, as you mature, and as you further your education within high school, I think one of the hardest things is managing your schedule. I think you get older, you get more responsibilities, and it becomes, you have more things on your plate, and with more and more things on your plate, it becomes difficult to organize it all.
So when you talked about you didn't receive the scholarship that you wanted, basically, do you feel like that really pushed you to do more in college, on achieving more things? Like, do you feel like that pushed you to do, that was like more inspiration for you and motivation?
Yeah, I definitely, basically, during the month of April, when I got the news that I didn't get it, it was a tough, it was basically like a punch to the stomach. And I understood that, things sometimes, you can do everything right, but sometimes, things might not turn out the way you want them to.
Yeah.
And so, I realized that, sometimes things don't work in general, but no matter what, you got to keep going. Obviously, people say that determination is key, and I believe that, honestly, because as soon as you fall back down, you got to get back up. So obviously, I fell down, and the only way to go obviously is up. So I know that's a bit of a broad question, but I think
it's good. It's really good to know that you didn't let that stop you, because I know, like, it was probably like really disappointing, and it probably hurt. So it's really good to know that you kept going, and it seems like you're doing really good now in college. And hopefully when you do get to go, do you plan on going back on campus? Like,
I think so, yeah, once classes are able to open up.
So hopefully when you do, then it'll probably be better for you, and I can't wait to get an update, hopefully later on. So did you have anything else that you wanted to say in the video, or say to any other students or teachers?
Well, not really. How do I I hope everyone's doing all right, the pandemic, especially yesterday, the power went out. I hope everyone's doing all right. I hope Ms. Liggins is doing okay. I hope maybe she starts texting me once again. We can start playing some iPhone games. I think that's great. I hope she's doing great. I hope everyone in the film class is doing great. I hope the film class is, aspiring, coming up with different ideas. And I hope, everyone's doing all right, basically.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, so guys, that's the end of this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I am Tashayla, and this is
Fernando.
And that is the end of the video. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe, and turn on your post bell notifications. So